Hey guys, welcome back. So today I wanted to show you a tour of my Star Wars weapons that I recently updated here. And I wanted to show you all the lightsabers and blasters that are on there because I've had some questions about those. So let's go take a look at them. And don't forget, if this is your first time here, hit that subscription button and the notification bell because I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about these high-end prop replicas. All right, let's go look at them. So here's my updated weapons display. And basically the only thing that I did different was remove the Millennium Falcon and the AT-AT, and I just ended up doing this custom middle section here. So yeah, but let's take a look at it. Let's start in this middle section because it's kind of the newer section. So up here is the Master Replicas Rebel Trooper Blaster. Now this one, honestly, like, it was never my favorite blaster, but after watching Andor, it quickly became, one of my top weapons, especially when you're putting it next to the Stormtrooper blaster, which is right underneath it now. And this is one of those blasters that rarely was shown in any of my videos because it's actually awkward sizing, and I wasn't able to place it anywhere in the previous kind of showcase for the weapons. But here it is. It's the Master Replicas limited edition Stormtrooper blaster. So the E11. And right below is a custom made Boba Fett jetpack from Return of the Jedi. And this one is painted to be kind of like the special edition version. And the only reason I say it's that is because in the 90s, obviously they did the special editions. They went back into the archives and found some of the original props, which were kind of a little more banged up. So this one is more banged up than the Return of the Jedi one. Now, underneath that is the Master Replica Signature Edition Princess Leia Blaster. Now, this one comes with Carrie Fisher's autograph on there, and this one just needed to be highlighted in my collection. So now it's kind of front and center, and it definitely is getting the honor it deserves here. But yeah, it's such a beautiful piece. And right underneath here is a screen use piece. Now, this was screen used in one of the recent series. Now, I'm not going to tell you which series it was, but I am going to tell you that this was part of a very pivotal scene in that series, kind of the last scene, and it is just an iconic piece. I love it. Well, now here we have a Jawa blaster, and this one is all metallic and, weighs a ton. This thing is just beautiful, and this one sits kind of on the bottom of that center shelf. All right, so next up, we're going to move on to the left shelf, which has some lightsabers. And first up is Yoda's lightsaber from Revenge of the Sith. Now, Master Replicas made two versions of this lightsaber. There's an Attack of the Clones version, which doesn't have all the scratches. And then there's this one from Revenge of the Sith, which has some dents and scratches on it. Now, next up is the Obi-Wan lightsaber from A New Hope. This is also Master Replicas. This is just such a beautiful lightsaber. And then I have a little cutout of Alec Guinness's autograph there. And, of course, I had to display it with the lightsaber. And right below is Ahsoka's lightsaber. And this is the EFX Collectibles Ahsoka Tano lightsaber, but it's the Director's Edition, which has Dave Filoni's autograph there. And then I got a separate plaque made for Ashley Eckstein's autograph. So there you go. Now, underneath that is the Master Replicas Han Solo blaster from Empire Strikes Back. And this is actually one of my oldest prop replicas in my collection. It was one of the first pieces that I obtained. And I just love this piece. It's such a cool blaster, right? And underneath are Luke's lightsabers. So first up is the A New Hope lightsaber, and this is the Signature Edition, which has Mark Hamill's autograph right there. And again, it's one of those crown jewels in my collection. Underneath it is the Empire saber,
As you can see, there's some subtle differences, right, between the A New Hope and the Empire saber, and this is also master replicas, and actually most of the pieces on this wall are going to be master replicas. Next up is the Return of the Jedi saber. Now this is the V2, right, the one that's in most of Return of the Jedi, and again, master replicas, and it's probably one of my favorites, honestly. I just love this design. I love the fact that it looks all just kind of weathered and beat up, right? Now under here is kind of a placeholder because we have the Hasbro Darksaber there, and then we have the prop shop Kylo Ren lightsaber, which is actually probably the rarest piece in my collection. But this is a placeholder because EFX is going to be coming out with the Darksaber soon. And it'll be a great complementary piece to this. This is the Dark Side Ray lightsaber by EFX Collectibles. There's a video in my channel, full review on this, so go check that out. And underneath is a Biker Scout blaster that has lineage to one of the original blasters. So very cool. And then, of course, EFX also came out with their Legend Edition Biker Scout helmet, which has a blaster it's stuck to the base, but it still comes from one of the original molds. So there it is. All right, so now let's go look onto the right side. And we'll start with Darth Sidious' lightsaber from episode 3. Again, master replicas. And they were just kind of the golden age of prop replicas back then. You know, master replicas was pumping out so many sabers and so many props. Like this one, Count Dooku's lightsaber. And this is the signature edition, which is autographed by Christopher Lee. Again, such a beautiful piece. And the fact that it's autographed just makes it even just cooler. Now this is the EFX Collectibles Reveal Luke lightsaber. This is from that lost scene from Return of the Jedi where Luke is kind of putting together his saber right before the Jabba scene, and they made a replica of it, and that's this. Now here is again one of my favorite replicas. This is the A New Hope Han Solo blaster made by Master Replicas. And they made two versions of this. They made this one, which is the limited edition, which is weathered. And then they made an elite version, which is it was made with better materials, but it wasn't weathered like this. Now underneath are Darth Vader's lightsabers. This is the A New Hope lightsaber. This is the signature edition, and it's the dual signature because it has David Prowse autograph and James Earl Jones, who obviously voiced Darth Vader. And just such a great saber for the collection. And underneath is the Empire saber. And again, master replicas. They were just pumping them out. And they're just beautiful. And they came with these display cases. I get that question asked a lot. It's like, where do you get your display cases? Most master replicas came with them. And here is the Return of the Jedi Vader saber. It's actually it's hard to get. This one's actually one of the harder master replicas to get, and I don't really know why, because I mean there's what 1,500 of these. You know, you would think there'd be more available, but they're not. Now here's the master replicas training remote. Beautiful piece. I love this thing, and I love that, you know, it came with a stand. Now this one didn't come with an acrylic top, and I would normally have it in a glass bell jar, but it wouldn't fit in this display. And then underneath is a Greedo D12 blaster that was made with all found parts. So everything besides obviously the base is not a real gun. It's a replica of it, but all the other parts are found parts, meaning, you know, they're the same exact little bits that the prop makers used in A New Hope. And finally, under here, we have the thermal detonator by Master Replicas. Now, this thing actually functions, right? It turns on, the little sound, you know, starts going off, the little front lights go off, and it's just such a cool little replica. Now let's move on to this left wall, and we have the Master Replicas Emperor Palpatine cloak and the little brooch, the little for his cloak. And up here, I have an all found parts Vibro Axe that my buddy Ryan made for me, and I just love this thing. Again, everything on here is found parts or he custom made them himself. And under here is the Regal Robot Gaffy stick, and this is the signature edition version from A New Hope, and it has Roger Christian's autograph, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful piece. And I also have the Mandalorian version. I just have to figure out a way to display it as well. I might just display it underneath, but this is the Mandalorian version, also made by Regal Robot. And again, the attention to detail that Regal Robot puts into their pieces is just outstanding. I mean, it's just beautiful piece. Now up here, and not on my weapons wall, this is actually above the Han Solo and Carbonite, is Boba Fett's blaster, and also Master Replicas. And look at this thing. I mean, just beautiful, but it's huge, right? So it wouldn't fit in that display. But there it is, guys. I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and I'm going to be doing individual videos for each piece. I've been doing them. I think I left off on Luke's lightsaber from A New Hope, but I'm going to continue doing all of them. So don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you guys think. And see you guys next time.